Good morning, everybody. It's Teepa and Matthew, and we're running a little late today. Computers were not happy campers, at least Matthew's wasn't. Mine was okay because I got up and got going, and my computer had talked to me back and forth all weekend. Matthews hadn't
Mm.
been talking to him, so he found out it wasn't happy with him leaving him alone, I guess. Well, today I, of course, over my weekend, among other things, listened to NPR. So I'm a NPR listener, and I did People's Pharmacy this weekend. As is pretty usual, I'll catch it one day or the other. And the topic for this one was exercises prescription. And so I have on my shirt, this is one of my favorite
Mhm.
typical shirts that I wear when it's a little chilly, it's not too cold, it's about the right amount. And I got it from our Total Health Works partners up in Columbus, Ohio, where they work hard to integrate cognition and exercise into a program, and we've done that with them, and it's a great program because it does both. But this was one of their runs that they did, and this was just moving it whichever way you can do it, however you can do walk, roll, uh, run, whatever it is you can do, one step at a time. Let's get together and move, because it turns out that exercise is as effective or maybe more effective for the treatment of things that people tend to turn to medications for. And this People's Pharmacy had a physician on who's working hard to try to get medical students to look beyond here's my prescription pad for the meds. And let's take a look at how you're spending your day, how you're spending time, what you think, how you feel. And it's being used to address depression, cancer, cognitive shifts, anxiety, you name it. I mean, we know that exercise matters. But here was the thing that was interesting. This physician was indicating there are three prongs to this. Oh, Matthew. So when you hear three, what happens in your brain, given what we do all the time? As soon as
It
I say three,
brings up the skill fingers for me and
so you're
those
thinking, oh,
skills.
there's some
Yeah.
skill to the exercise. It's
That's
not
right.
just do exercise. It's skill involved in deciding what to do and how to do it and where to do it and when to do it. And we have to build it into something that we can routinize and have enough variation on it so it keeps me interested. However, it's got to be part of my routine. If it's not part of my routine, it doesn't happen. It has to be supported. In other words, I've got to have enough support under me that I consistently can do it. Which means I need to be able to sustain whatever I do.
Mhm.
Because if I just do it for a little bit and drop back off, that's actually not going to do any good.
No.
Well, here's a couple of reasons, Matthew. It was interesting talking. What do you think the percent of strength per year that you lose um, after age 60? How much of your strength do you use if you just keep doing what you're doing? What do you lose strength wise if you don't make any effort to buff up and keep up your strength? Like you just live life and you don't do anything for strengthening. What do you think? What's your strength loss
Per year,
per year?
20% maybe.
No, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Thank God. I wouldn't be able to move at the end if I could a
Oh,
year.
no.
That's bad.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I was like, holy smokes. Yeah, well, especially if you're just doing, and that's very subjective too, because I think everybody has various levels of what their common day-to-day routine is. If your
Right.
routine,
So if you just do what you've been doing and
yeah,
you don't do anything to facilitate keeping strength up,
right. Yeah.
like you just go through your day, it's about 1% per year.
1% per year. Okay. Whew,
Similar
yeah.
to visual field
That one. I went,
attention
yeah,
abilities,
yeah,
loss of 1% per year.
right.
But
Okay.
after 10 years, that comes up to 10%.
Yeah, that's significant. I mean,
I mean,
even
so
one significant. Yeah.
yeah. So if we do nothing to strengthen ourselves, if we do
100%.
nothing that's organized to just do some strengthening, um, we're going to lose strength.
Yeah.
I mean, we will lose even though we aren't reducing what we're doing. We're just not increasing our effort to
Right.
do something, because it turns out if you do not use it more, make the effort to use it, you keep losing the weight. Your muscle efficiency, your effectiveness, your mitochondria say, okay, well, I guess this is all I need to do. Let me sit back and settle, and then let me, yeah. So staying active, staying fit. However, what that means is you have to build it in.
Mm.
And yes, you can do these high intensity things for like 45 minutes things, or you can embed shorter bursts throughout your day where you might normally like, oh, you might walk around the block. You might trot around the block, where you might just go through the grocery store leisurely. You might actually push the cart around the grocery store quickly a couple times and then go and do your shopping. You might do things that require a burst, a short energy burst that fits in. So rather than just sweep the floor, you might vigorously sweep the floor or run the vacuum on the rug a little more vigorously. And it turns out that's super helpful.
Mm.
So those are examples. And so I wanted to use some examples because we are not talking about like you have to like become the Iron Man. I mean, this particular physician has done that and run, I don't know how many marathons. But what he was talking about is it's really just for every human being, you've got to get yourself to recognize older can get weaker just by not doing anything else other than just doing what you're doing. If you don't bump it, and you can bump it like every now and then, you don't have to go do these really massive workouts. As a matter of fact, you might want to be thoughtful and careful about that initially. And so at, Brain Cafe, we built in this 20-minute strengthening that's both cognitive and physical, based on some of the stuff we've done here. And Matthew,
let me see. I got a chance to go through it because we were all together. So it was like dog, cat, bird, lion, gazelle,
1,
zebra.
2, 3. There you go.
Boom, boom, and you had weights in your arms, and you were seated, and you stomped, and you did this, and you were saying the name of the thing, and that was like a burst, and we did that for like at least a minute or two, and then we stopped and rested, and then we shifted to another thing. But yeah, those were like those short bursts. And it wasn't just okay, down, down, or down, down, down. We had to say words. We had to breathe out.
So I know you're breathing. So I know you're not holding your breath. So I know, and I know that you're using your brain. And we had the visual cues up because our goal is not to make people feel miserable. It's to actually get them to appreciate, wow, look what I can do if I use what I've got there for a few minutes, maybe a minute, 30 seconds. But it makes a difference. And so people, by the end of that, they've gotten a cardio workout, they've gotten some range of motion, we've used the upper body, lower body, we've gotten the core. And so we do in 20 minutes, we've done a lot, but people feel that and they come out of that looking and feeling different than when they walk in.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're doing that twice a week for folks. And then they can take the exercises home if they want. So here was the thing that they talked about on People's Pharmacy that I thought was super important. Back to our 3.
The key.
Number 1, you have to have knowledge that it matters. And some ideas of what and where and who. You have to have knowledge. You have to gain some awareness and knowledge. How can I do this? Where can I do this? When can I do this? Those kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay. The second is that you have to emotionally commit to doing it. You have to make the emotion happen. You have to say, yes, I am going to do this. I am going to get up. I know it sucks, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go.
Does that have to relate to the reticular activating system?
It does. You have to see it. Don't sit up front. Come on back. I mean, because you can sit up front at our place and drink coffee if that's your preference. But, you can come on back even for 5 minutes, for 10. I mean, if you come in late, just join us when you can.
Yeah.
Third, and this is the one that's super important, you have to have a belief in yourself. You have to believe that even though it hurts a little to get going, that building muscle around an arthritic joint actually protects that joint. We are not saying if you have bone on bone, irritated, but we are saying if you have arthritis, it is super easy to get into a belief that it hurts, I don't move. And instead, get into a belief of I'm going through this. I'm going to do what I need to do. However, I'm going to start recognizing that moving around the joint is actually better for the joint than protecting the joint by not moving, because then when it does move, there's no support, there's no muscle support, there's no strength.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Matthew, I know for you and me, this isn't new stuff, but
No,
it's amazing to me how many folks come in and are surprised when we say, yeah, even with arthritis, you want to, even with cognitive loss,
Mhm.
we still want to try this. Be
Mhm.
just within the group. And if all you can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean,
Yeah.
if that's all you can do, that's what you can do. But you're doing what you can, which is strengthening and exercising what you have.
And Teepa, just to bring that piece in, because I think that is one of the biggest stoppers for a lot of folks is it hurts. I'm not going to go do anything with it. I
Yeah.
don't care what anybody says. Go to a place where whoever's leading it is knowledgeable, because there are modifications that can be done to
Yeah.
support, so you still get movement, you still get muscle use. That is huge.
Got it.
Having somebody who can make modifications, and that being something that is very typical, very common, and has been for years and years and years. But I think people are either scared to go ask, or that's the immediate stop. They don't even go ask, they don't even go to it,
You've got to
because
believe that there's a way to do this. You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to have that emotional commitment to improvement.
you got it.
You've got to believe you can improve it. It's called the placebo effect in some cases. It's just that idea that it's not a pill, it's us. And what we do, it's the chemistry of our own body, of our own brain. And it's amazing what it can do. People who have Parkinson's, they're in these programs. And what I will tell you is it makes a huge difference in how long they're able to continue to move, to speak, to engage, whether it's Rock Steady Boxing, whether it's Total Health Works, or another program that integrates cognition and movement and believes that people living with these conditions can choose to modify their own well-being. And it turns out it does. So for those of you out there who are caring for someone, or you yourself are in a situation where mobility, movement, strength, aging, whatever it is, consider the possibility that you're standing in your own way and looking for a prescription pad when what you really need is just a little more knowledge, a sense that, oh, emotionally, I can connect up to community. And I have the belief that forming a community that supports me makes a difference.
Ooh, Teepa, one last thing, because I know we're
Yeah.
wrapping up. So, okay, so what if somebody says, well, how do I get my person to do this stuff? Because I keep telling them they need to do it and it doesn't work. And I just don't know how to approach them to be able to do that. Is there
Yeah,
something
that's
that
why we have champion courses, because we know that it takes knowledge, it takes an emotional commitment. You've already got that. What you need is a belief in yourself that you can make a difference. And that means you're going to be exercising to build your strength in the ability to connect, form a relationship, and use positive action starters. Oh, Matthew, I could really use your help.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one is actually one of the most powerful ones in the world. All right, everybody. So till next time, see what you can do that you weren't doing to make a difference in the quality of your life, because it turns out we can. Take care, all.
Thank you, Teepa. Bye, everybody.